Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial video on my YouTube channel. I am Mr. Olo and this is Vixe Tutorials. Now in this particular tutorial video, I'll briefly be teaching you how you can create a 3D UI play button. Yes, a 3D UI play button, one of those buttons you see on UI interfaces or people using them on Figma and or Adobe XD, those 3D kind of looking play buttons. I'll be teaching you how to create that here in CorelDRAW. But before we jump into the tutorial, there's something I want to clarify. Yes, many of you might have noticed that I changed my YouTube name, and there were some reasons why I did that. And for you to be able to catch up, because I can't start narrating most of the reasons or the reasons why I did that here. So for you to be able to catch up on the reasons why I changed my YouTube name, check the link to in the description that will direct you to my Instagram page, straight to the live video I did a few days back that will explain to you the reasons why I changed my YouTube name. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So we are just going to head straight into our power clip, okay? And I've already created our power clip, and as you can see, these are the color palettes we will be using for today's tutorial. These are the color palettes we will be using for today's tutorial. So the first thing you're going to do is you have to first of all create a circle. Yes, you're going to create a circle. So we're just going to go to our ellipse tool and we're going to create a perfect circle. Now to create a perfect circle, you hold your control key. Okay, you hold your control key. Then once you're done with that, you press your P to align it to the middle. And now we have to zoom in. So now we've zoomed in, let's just enlarge the circle a little bit. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring out our interactive view to create a gradient. So we're going to bring out our interactive view tool. You could either come here to click on it, or you can simply just press the G on your keyboard and you bring out your interactive view tool. Now the view tool helps you to easily create gradients. So what you just need to do is to slide it up this way. So once you slide it up this way, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is let's quickly drag it this way. Now once we have our interactive view to this part here, this particular area, this top part that is colored white, we'll go to our color eyedropper tool. Then we pick out this particular first color. So is this color we're going to pick out first, then we exit, then we go back to the black one. We also do the same. We go back to our color picker and we pick this this second one, and that is it. And we can exit and then we remove the dark outline. So now that that is done, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to create a sort of inner shadow in this circle, okay? We're going to create an inner shadow. So we're just going to go to our shadow here. For those of you who are using CorelDRAW from at least from 2020 and above, this should be made readily available. I can't really remember much about 2019 or 2018. I didn't really use CorelDRAW 2018 or 2019. But from 2020, 2021 and 2022, the inner shadow feature should be made available for you. Okay, moreover, I'm using CorelDRAW 2022 in this particular tutorial video. So I'm just going to go over to my shadow. It's available in 2021. It's also available in 2020, I guess. But this is 2022, and in 2020, if you're using 2021, this feature is available for you. So once you click on your shadow, you go over here. Here is the outer, the drop shadow to the normal one. You know that you drop the shadow behind the particular element, but this is the inner shadow we are going to be using here. This inner shadow too. So you click on the inner shadow, then you drag to this part. Okay, now this is black, by the way, but we don't want to use black. We want to use white for the inner shadow. So what we are simply going to do now is just to drag in going to our white to our color stuff here, and we drag in white into this particular place, and we have our stuff here. Our inner shadow has been created. You might not feel the effect, but very soon you get to understand why the effect is showing up here like this. So now, since that is done, the next thing you're going to do now is to create a circle. Okay, you're going to create a circle, just the outline. Okay, you're just going to create a circle, not equal to the original circle, but something like this. So you can put it to the middle. I think this is okay. Okay, so now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to give it this particular color. This down color is what we're going to use in coloring this particular circle. So we're going to color the outline. We're going to color the outline with this. So all these color palettes will be made available for you in the description box. So just go through the link in the description box and you can get the color palettes there. I'll arrange them in a way that you can use them I'll arrange them properly for you to be able to use them well. So don't worry, I'll make the color palettes available for you. But you can use your own colors if you want. You just make sure that Even if you want to use your own colors, make sure that the colors you want to use are colors that can easily blend together, make it a good color balancing. Okay, you can see that most of the colors I'm using here are kind of looking the same, so make sure that even if you want to use blue, let the blue have the family of blue that can balance themselves. Okay, don't go ahead and start mixing red and green and you're just mixing everything together, and brown, green, red, and no, make sure that the colors you're going to be using are going to balance themselves. Okay, so I'm just going to color this as particular circle I've drawn with this outline. So I'm just going to press my Shift Control E to bring up my color eyedropper, and I come over to this particular color palette here. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to left click, I'm going to right click to color the outline. So now the outline isn't all that bold, so I'm just going to come over here and I'll increase the weight of the outline. I'll give it something 8, or let's say 10. Let's leave it at 10. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this particular outline circle with Ctrl C, and I'm going to paste it with Ctrl V. If you're using a MacBook, it's Command C and Command V. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to give that second circle I just copied, I'm going to color it this particular one. I'm going to give it this outline color. So I'm just going to come over here with my Shift Ctrl E. I'm going to come over to this particular one and give it this color. Now after you've done this, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to come over here and turn it into what? Into an arc. But before that, let's cut away this white looking circle with Ctrl X. So we go over here and we turn this to an arc. Then you should try to reduce it. Coming over here, you can reduce here. You can see the down part is reducing. Okay, you can see the down part is reducing when I tap on this place. So just keep tapping till probably you get to somewhere like the middle of the circle. Then you also reduce this part with this other angle. Okay, you just keep reducing and reducing and reducing till you get to somewhere. I think here is okay. Then we now paste in that the white one. But before we paste the white one, we are going to transparent this partially. We are going to transparent this our arc partially. So we're going to go to our transparency tool, and we are going to transparency this way. Okay, this way you drag from the top to the down. We're going to transparent it to something like this. Now that is done, we're now going to paste in the other white looking outline with Ctrl V or Command V, and we're going to do the same by turning it on arc. But you can see that the arc is going this way, like we want it to be the reverse. Okay, want the other part of the white to be facing the brown. So what you're going to do is we're going to tap this circle again, and then we're going to rotate it this way. Okay, till it's kind of facing the stop. Now we can reduce the arc the same way we reduce the former one by using here. Okay, you can reduce the arc the same way we reduce the former one. Just tap till you get to probably equivalent, or maybe somehow, okay, something like this. So we do the same to this other side, but make sure that the both circles are kind of similar, because you're also going to partially transparent this part. Okay, we're also going to partially transparent this white one. So let's leave it this way. Then we're going to go to our transparency. We're going to do the same. This time around, we drag from the bottom to this place. Okay, so we're going to leave it something like this. Now we're going to zoom out a little bit, and the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to highlight the both of them, and we can come over here and increase it again to maybe 16. We're going to come to our effects, and then we're going to go to blur. Then when you go to blur, you go to Gaussian blur. Once you go to Gaussian blur, you can see that once you blur it now, you can see that it kind of created this 3D feel, this deep end kind of 3D feel. Okay, it created this deep end kind of 3D feel. So that's what you're just simply going to do. Okay, now that is done, I'm using 16 as my pixels for my. Use whatever works for you. You know, when you're adjusting your Gaussian blur, just make sure you adjust it to whatever works for you. I'm using 16 pixels based on the dimension I'm already working with. I'm working with 1000 by 1000 pixels. Okay, so make sure that whatever you're working with, you know, just make sure that your blur is quite realistic, like the one you're looking at here. So you're going to click on OK. When you've gotten your correct blur radius or correct blur value, just click on OK. So now that this is done, the next thing we're going to do now is to create our play button, like the main play button. So we're going to just, you know, keep this aside. Then we're going to come over here. We're going to go over to my shape. I don't want to really waste my time drawing out triangles or doing the play button myself. So I'm just going to go to shape. Okay, to my shapes. I'm going to go to common shapes, and I'm going to come over here. Okay, see what I'm doing? I'll go over to shapes. What you normally see there is polygon. So once you hold down, like in your own CorelDRAW, what you're going to see there is polygon, the polygon tool, which is Y. So now when you hold it down, you go over there, you hold it down, then you come over to common shapes. When you click on common shapes, you come over here, you click here, then you look for a triangle looking, I think it's somewhere around here. So I will just choose it. So anyone you want to choose, you choose it. Then you can come over here, holding your control key, you draw a simple triangle. Okay, you can give it the color white. Okay, you can give it the color white. For now, let's just give it the color white. Then we are going to zoom in. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to rotate it this way. Definitely this is not a play button, so you're going to rotate it this way to this angle, giving you the 270-degree angle. Okay, now we are going to kind of, this part is looking a bit long, so we are just going to reduce it a little to form like as if it's an equal shape. Now that is done, we remove the outline. Now we remove the outline. The next thing we're going to do is you're going to convert this to a shape using Ctrl Q. Once you use Ctrl Q, you come over here to your shape tool, you click on your shape tool, you press F10, then you come over to corners, because you have to corner the radius. Okay, you have to corner the radius, so you just have to highlight everything. I'm using 10 pixels, and I think this is okay. This can work for me. Okay, so now that is done, you can now take your play button and bring it to the middle with P. Then you can increase it to however you want. So you can increase it to however you want. Then you come over here. Then we are going to make this a kind of a radius. Okay. Sorry, I say a radius. We're going to make it the kind of gradient also. So we are going to go to our interactive field tool, and you apply a sort of gradient to it. So this particular area, we're going to give it. I think I was thinking of giving it this particular color. Or let's just use this one. This is not a complete white anyway. Okay, like I said, I'll make this color palette available for you with the codes attached to them, so you can be able to download them and use the colors accordingly. But if you want to use your own colors, fine, you can go ahead and use your own colors. So you're just going to do that, and that is that, and that is it. So now the next thing we're going to do now is we are going to add a little bit of shadow effect. Now we are going to be using a bit of inner shadow. Okay, we're going to use a bit of inner shadow first. We're going to be using a bit of inner shadow, but we're not going to be using black, but rather probably let's try this one. Let's try this color. Okay, this is okay. This is okay. So now we have done that. We are also now, having done this, we are going to try out the what. Now we've done this particular inner shadow, we're now going to do the outer shadow. That is the shadow that is going to come underneath it. So now this particular shadow now, we'll be using this particular color, this down part, this particular lower color. We're going to use this for our shadow. So we are easily just going to probably drag this color in here. Okay, so that we can have it as part of our color palette. Don't worry, now it has included here. So all we're just going to do is we're going to go to our shadow toolbar, and then we are just going to drag in this color into this particular place. So now you can adjust your shadow effects any way you want. I prefer doing my shadow effect this way. Okay, you can adjust it anyhow you want. Just make sure it looks realistic. Then you can increase the feather a bit. The shadow feather, you can increase it a bit to give it that realistic feel, like something that is clickable, you know, like it's clicky. So you can just adjust it, and that is that. So from here you can do some other few. Anyway, we are done with this tutorial. So from here you can do any other few tweakings you want to do, like maybe you want to adjust it because this doesn't look like it's in the middle properly. And let's group these two together, and we can reduce it and have that main 3D fill effect. And that is how you can easily create a 3D play button on CorelDRAW. So you can see how it was quite easy, straightforward, and very interactive. It's smooth, it's nice. You can use this, add it to part of the effects or things you're going to be doing. Maybe you want to add some kind of flair to your, maybe you are designing a music cover for your client, and you don't have the resources on where to download a real play button. Now this is where you can easily create your own play button from scratch. Make it can even, and from here you can customize it to fit in the colors of your client's maybe your client's music cover colors and everything, make it customizable. So you can maybe, let's just reduce this a bit. Okay, then this is okay, and you can now highlight everything and you can group it, and you have the play button, and that is that. So you can just apply a background. Okay, now you can apply a background used to showcase a line. You can just apply a background. Let's say we decide to apply a graded background, maybe something this way. So let's say we color these parts. We give this part this particular color. Then we give this side, let's say we give this side this color. Everything is overshadowing themselves. Or let's say we give this side this lighter color, something like this. I think this is better. And as usual, you go to your effect, you apply noise, 70 by 70. You can exit, you can save it, put your logo, save it, and showcase online that this is something you've been able to do. It's just a trick, it's part of those things you can do with CorelDRAW. Now, one thing about Vixe tutorials is we are here to teach you things you can do from scratch. We're here to enable you to do certain things by yourself from scratch. Not everything you have to download. There's certain things you can just put into action, just do it yourself. Try to experiment and see what you can come up with daily. Don't just rely on raw downloads. So after all, those things were once created by someone. They uploaded online for you to download and you use. So you can also at the same time create yours. You can upload it out there for people to also download and use, okay, as part of what design resources. So this is how you can create a 3D UI play button on CorelDRAW. If you love this video, please hit the like button so that more people can see this video and learn as you've learned. And please, if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do that, as this helps us to grow. And at the same time, if you have any question anywhere, or there's a part of this tutorial that you don't understand, just leave your question in the comment section below, and I will be glad to attend to you in any way I can and make the whole thing easier for you to understand. And I'm going to leave you guys here. Until the next time, stay safe and stay healthy. And if you want to improve your skills in graphic design, click on any of the videos showing on your screen. Peace out. Namaste.